Hello and welcome back to Exothermic Plays Games. I'm Exothermic and the date today is Saturday, July 13th, 2024. I've been doing a countdown of my favorite video games of all time through each day of the year, and coming in at number 172 is The Binding of Isaac.
Do my best to save him, my lord, Isaac's mother replied, rushing into Isaac's room, removing all that was evil from his life. Again the voice called to her. Isaac's soul is still corrupt. He needs to be cut off from all that is evil in this world and confess his sins. I will follow your instructions, Lord. I have faith in thee, Isaac's mother replied, as she locked Isaac in his room, away from the evils of the world. One last time, Isaac's mom heard the voice of God calling to her. You've done as I've asked, but I still question your devotion to me. To prove your faith, I will ask one more thing of you. Yes, Lord, anything, Isaac's mother begged. To prove your love and devotion, I require a sacrifice. Your son Isaac will be this sacrifice. Go into his room and end his life as an offering to me to prove you love me above all else. Yes, Lord, she replied, grabbing a butcher's knife from the kitchen. Isaac, watching through a crack in his door, trembled in fear. Scrambling around his room to find a hiding place, he noticed a trap door to the basement hidden under his rug. Without hesitation, he flung open the hatch, just as his mother burst through his door and threw himself down into the unknown depths below.
The Binding of Isaac is absurd and silly and dark and disgusting and kind of depressing and outrageously fun all at the same time. You play as Isaac, a small child who is trying to escape from his mother, who hears a voice from above that she believes is God. Well, God instructs her to murderize her son. The depths below your house are somewhat concerning, but you get used to it. The game's a roguelike dungeon crawl, and you just run around and explore rooms which lock upon entry, with the only way to open the doors being the defeat of all of the enemies in that room. There's a lot of weird blood stuff going on, and way too much poop. I mean, just piles of it. It's everywhere. Isaac's attacks normally come in the form of shooting his tears at enemies, but there's a ton of upgrades you can find along the way. Some improve your health, some turn your teardrops into lasers, some add floating creepy things that follow you around and attack enemies when you do, and that's just a few of the things. The ways to explore this game are plentiful, and you'll find new combinations of upgrades for hundreds of hours. In addition to the upgrades, you'll find different types of items. There's money, which you generally spend at hidden shops, bombs which blow up rocks in your way, open hidden doorways and walls, and of course, damage enemies, and keys which open chests and certain locked doors. But you also get cooldown items and one-use items. The cooldowns are based on how many rooms you clear, and the one-time use can be loads of things, but most often are pills with random effects, or tarot cards, each with their own unique ability. On each level of the game, you'll eventually find a boss room, beat the big boss for the level, and drop down to the next one. Sometimes you'll find mini-bosses, which can offer cool rewards, but they won't get you to the next level. There's a lot to discover, explore, and experiment with this game, from hidden rooms with devils selling upgrades at the cost of your hearts, to blood-operated slot machines with so much more I don't have the time to record it all for you. When you clear certain objectives for the first time, you also unlock different characters to play as besides just Isaac. Each of the new characters have their own strengths and weaknesses, like starting with certain upgrades but having lower health, for example. The game is pretty challenging, but the immediate sense of progression with each run makes it feel alright to lose, and even though I still haven't actually gotten to the end of the dungeon and beaten the game, I plan to eventually. Yes, I know, it's been almost a full 13 years and I still haven't beaten it. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I am awful at bullet hell games, which means I take a lot of unnecessary damage. Ironically, this run I played to record for this video is tied with the farthest I've made it, almost getting to the last part of the game, but falling just short, and I wasn't even trying like that hard. Join me tomorrow as I talk about my 171st favorite game, where I witnessed the fall of society, but at least I've got an enormous drill.